I'm excited today to share with you some fascinating findings from the Dale Carnegie State of Organizational Health Report. My name is Christine Buscarino, and I am the Chief Operating Officer and Chief Marketing Officer at Dale Carnegie. My hope is that we are going to be able to highlight some of the key findings that you can bring back inside of your organization to help shape your future strategy. Please allow me to share a few visuals that will help reinforce some of the findings from the report, as well as some of the key actions you can take back to your organization. So before I begin sharing the findings of the Global State of Organizational Health Report, I'd like to introduce the researcher who brought this report to life. Robert Coleman is a global researcher, strategist, and writer with 25 years of experience consulting across diverse multicultural environments on organizational systems. He spans operational, technical, and human-centered performance, which include culture, leadership, communication, and employee experience. His work integrates both rigorous quantitative and qualitative analysis with practical application, which then helps organizations strengthen engagement, alignment, and long-term organizational performance. Robert is committed to advancing leadership practice through evidence-based insights, clear communication, thoughtful, context-aware decision-making. Dr. Robert Coleman is the Director of Research and Thought Leadership at Dale Carnegie. Allow me to share a little bit about Dale Carnegie before we dive into the report. So Dale Carnegie is available in over 75 countries in more than 30 languages. And over the last 113 years, we have positively impacted over 8 million lives. We offer training in person, live online, on demand through microlearning or asynchronous learning. And we also offer coaching. We have over 200 offices globally that serve both very large multi-unit global organizations, as well as medium-sized business, small business, and individuals who are looking to seek improvement for themselves. Dale Carnegie is a leading training and coaching organization that helps professionals not only improve their individual performance inside of an organization, but positively impact the lives of so many people that they touch. We are the only global training company that has been ISO certified since 1998, excuse me. And we are very fortunate to have a wealth of clients that have worked with us for very many years across different regions across the world, with global reach and local reach inside of different regions as well. We're also very fortunate to have been nominated and awarded several leadership and sales training awards from organizations such as Training Industry and so forth that, again, really add to the credibility of the 113 years that Dale Carnegie, our founder, really left us with, that we're able to bring to your organizations and to individuals across the globe today. So now I'd really like to just talk about the landscape of organizational health, right? We're all feeling the stress, the excitement of really how the world today we live in is changing and how organizations need to evolve to keep agile with the changing demands of our customers and our employees. As we enter, and really we're into February, right, of 2026, we really see this as a defining moment for organizations worldwide. While Dale Carnegie has been sharing its research for many years, today we're going to talk about the first ever State of Organizational Health report, which Dr. Coleman created, which helps Dale Carnegie and the organizations we serve, as well as hopefully your organization as well, capture really the tensions that the report brings out in sharp detail, but really also showing steady progress across several key workplace topics. And it also reveals persistent divides between those who feel seen, valued, and connected, and those that do not. What we've seen is we've really had progress across key workplace topics. What I found most interesting is that people are really more decisive, less complacent, and increasingly clear about what they value. Our workforce is changing. Employees are sharing with more clarity than ever what energizes them and what erodes their trust. As an outcome of our conversation today, I hope that those listening take the time to download this report and have further conversations about what these things mean to them inside of their organizations and their teams, and have a conversation with a local Dale Carnegie representative. So I'd like to talk about the goals of the report. So as you look at this, you really have a good understanding of what we aimed to learn and understand and share as you dive in deeper after you review the report. So our goal is to use this research to inform our 2026 strategies and priorities across all the clients we serve and inside of your organization. Our goal is to connect data-driven insights with actions that strengthen culture, sustain growth, and close gaps that really help us optimize our performance inside of organizations and hit the goals that we set to achieve. And the report is going to dive into 11 different workplace areas. We will give an outlook, we'll give group results, down to the level of role, location, gender, company size, and then we'll provide summaries and key insights into each of those areas that you can dive deeper in and have a conversation with the Dale Carnegie rep about how it impacts your organization and solutions that Dale Carnegie can hopefully bring to your organization and partner with you to help solve. We've taken a very strategic approach to really thinking about the core messages inside of this report, some such as reinforcing communications as a system, not just a skill. It's really important that we have a system of communication that we use across the organization so that it's lived. The communication and the outcomes of those communications are lived throughout our culture. It's not just a skill that we learn, but one that is lived throughout the organization that helps it hit its goals. It's important to understand how we operationalize empathy inside of our organization and use it as a cultural connector. It talks about the importance of the middle manager, really the person in the middle who is really building the bridges between strategy and execution. This is the leader that most of our employees report to. So they're balancing the needs of the people and the needs of the organization and ensuring the goals. And it's important that we empower them and give them the tools to ensure their success as their role continues to evolve. The report also talks about the physical setting. So many of us now are back in person in the workplace. Some are still hybrid, or some are in the process of moving back. And one of the things that we learned while remote was that people really enjoyed the flexibility, right? Their ability to manage their day, get the greatest outcomes they could. So how do we really rebuild or reinvest in that physical setting so that we can remain flexible and get the same results and have our people feel really the impact of that flexible environment on their lives and their work lives, so that they're most productive. We also talk a lot about retention and employee retention, not through just benefits, but through meaning. People want to understand how they have a role in achieving their company's goals and their role towards the purpose of an organization. And then lastly, how we measure connection, not just compliance. So not just measuring for the sake of measuring something. We did this, here's the result, but more so the result of the power of the things we're bringing inside of an organization to connect our people, not just to each other, but to the leadership, as well as to the culture that ultimately drives performance and their ability as individual contributors and as part of teams to achieve that. So, as an outcome, as we think about turning progress into alignment, as we look deeper into this report, we start to translate leadership confidence into workplace topics in truly shared experiences. We're working to close the distance between the identified gaps that we've seen in key roles, such as how leaders enable our managers to support our individual contributors as well as empower that middle layer to be successful at driving strategy, operations, and the execution of the organization, and really equip those throughout the organization with a common understanding of truly where the organization sits. There are too many instances where there are perception gaps between leaders and individual contributors, and it's important for leaders to truly understand what employees are thinking and how they feel, which really enables the leader to have a greater grounding in not only what powers their culture, but ultimately what drives the performance of the organization and affords us to hit our goals. We're going to talk about embedding flexibility with recognition and belonging. Communication is such a core piece of that strategy. So we really take communication from a message to more of a mechanism for connecting people, our culture, and performance. And we talk a lot about bringing empathy from value to practice. So it's not just a word that is up on a values board. It's actually part of the way we treat our people and really impact our culture by forming empathetic leadership that drives to improve performance. We talk a lot about driving performance and people with measured purpose. So helping each individual understand how they contribute towards the purpose of the company and the goals of the company, and ultimately the outcomes that the company hopes to achieve. This is a really important aspect that really, as we start to shape our 2026 strategy, we all as leaders start to bring into practice. And this is something that's discussed very deeply inside of the report that I'm going to give you some information now on how to download. So the State of Organizational Health Report is something that you can go online to the dalecarnegie.com website and download. So I'll give you a second to pick up this URL. And in addition, we would really honor the opportunity to partner with you. A local Dale Carnegie representative is available to help turn the report insights into actions inside of your organization based on your organization's needs. So as we really think about it, there's a lot of different ways that you can partner with Dale Carnegie. We think about taking 2026 to have some learning strategy sessions where we connect and turn values into outward action. These are your values from your organization into outward actions. This will help build culture, increase confidence and engagement, and empower your teams to deliver results. Think of us as external expertise to fill competency gaps. So in a lot of cases, there are very topic-specific things that you're going to want some additional help and training on to enhance either your internal training programs or to bring training into the culture of your organization to build your people and the performance of your organization. And then there's a lot of different ways that you can partner with Dale Carnegie through different program solutions and subscriptions. We customize or tailor to meet the needs of your organization and improve the personal and team performance on an ongoing basis with measurable results. We offer this in person or online. We have our own facilities, or we can come inside of your facilities to help plan any of these different sessions. But we really welcome a conversation with you and a local Dale Carnegie representative so that we can really help empower your organization with the benefits of a strong organizational workplace with a focus on organizational health moving forward into 2026. So thank you again for allowing the time to really dive into and allowing for me to share the global state of organizational health. Our goal is to really ensure that the learnings help empower your organizational strategy and help you meet your company performance goals. Thank you again.